We are live here. Thank you everyone who is already watching this live or replay. I'm here with these amazing souls. For those who don't know me, my name is Fernando Marengo Rodriguez, Doctor of Engineering, Holistic Coach, and I have the pleasure, the honor, and I'm so blessed and so humbled to interview this extraordinary, I wouldn't say good or excellent, I would say extraordinary, outstanding healer, Laura Lee. Hello, Laura, how are you?
Hi, thank you so much for having me on, Fernando. I'm so glad to be here and talk about the healing work that I do, that I channel, that I provide, really to help humanity where we're at now and where we're going.
Wonderful, Laura. So here we have some very juicy news for those who are expecting something really powerful and really transformative for all of us as humankind. Could you please share a little bit about this? And of course, a little bit about your story for those who don't know you yet.
Yeah, I would say it's an extraordinary story that I have. So let's start from the beginning. I'll do a little synapse of where I got to where I am, being a quantum field healer that works with the Pleiadians, especially. Okay, so back it up. About 15 years ago, I was in a traumatic relationship, and I really was just very humbled through that process because I went through feelings of panic attacks following the relationship. And I was finding things to regulate my nervous system to make me get out of that fight flight response that I was in almost 24/7. And Fernando, I tried so many different kinds of healing methods from 2011 to 2017. I even started my degree in psychology. I graduated in 2020 with my mental health psychology degree. And along that journey, I discovered it was my very first class in psychology. It was in general psychology. And the teacher had someone get up on a table and lay down, and she took her necklace off and she used it as a pendulum. And she said, she told us about chakras, and that pendulum moved over each chakra that she held over. And I was just like, that is the moment that where I had found the secret to healing at the deepest level possible, because my mission then and now was healing someone at the deepest level possible, finding that therapeutic effect to heal the nervous system, to transform the brain, the belief systems, and really bring someone into their power. So from that moment of that person being on the table, I learned about Reiki, energy healing, and I received my first Reiki session. I felt something. I knew there was something more. I began to get Reiki certified. I got Reiki certification. Then I learned about shamanic healing, like indigenous ways of cultures, healing. And that really resonated very deeply, because there you're working more with the soul's energy and the other realms. And that was like really where I found it. But then I was introduced a little bit deeper when I was having my shamanic healer work on me, and she's told me I have the Pleiadians working with me. At that point, I'd never heard of the Pleiadians ever. And I opened up my awareness, and I was guided to a teacher that works directly, actually received a tremendous amount of downloads from the Pleiadians. And I learned a healing technique through her called Frequencies of Brilliance. And it's from the Pleiadians. It's a higher dimensional technology given to humanity from the Pleiadians to help us ascend, and it heals on the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual levels of someone. So it really took it a step further beyond the shamanic work for me. Shamanic work is still in my heart and soul. I have lots of past lives as a shaman and use those tools in this lifetime. But that's what I offer now, is the frequencies healing to adjust the electrical systems in the body. It's great for anyone who wants to expand their spiritual awareness, who wants to take the next step in their spiritual awakening. For also healing things like anxiety and depression, different forms of trauma, because it works in the cells of the body. But also I work with children with ADHD and autism, because I'm adjusting the electrical systems in the body as well. So there's a huge huge spectrum. It's really for anyone, any age, because it works directly with individual energy. So that's a little bit about where I was and how I got here.
Long
And then
story.
yeah, it wasn't too long. It was only a few minutes, wasn't it?
Yes, yes, you compress like many lifetimes into just 2 minutes.
There we go. This is the
Wonderful.
say. Time to get it done.
Yes, yes, yes. And you know, there are so many people that, yes, currently many people are already distracted by many sources of disinformation, I would say. And but those people who are willing to connect truly to their own soul, to their own spirit, and to their own sense of peace. What's your message for those people, and what you suggest for all of them to do from now on?
Well, there's a lot of illusion out there, as we know. The third dimensional illusion, a lot of things are coming up that were always there that we're just seeing now, within the government. It can look like a lot of chaos, but the truth is it's always been there. It's just coming up and we're seeing it. So how to move beyond that third dimensional illusion and really get in touch with your heart, your soul, and the truth is all through the heart space. It's all connection to the heart and to let go. So many times when we feel fear, we want to hang on and we want to try to control and we want to try to understand. But the truth is that we are exactly where we need to be. Each one of us is, and to let go. It's almost like you're being taken down a river. I use this analogy a lot with my clients, and it's coming in now to share. You're flowing down a golden river of light and letting yourself just be taken and placed by the river where you need to be at the moment you need to be there without trying to control things. When we try to control, it's like we're trying to swim upstream. We're just exhausting ourselves. But if we let go and let ourselves be placed exactly where we need to be at the moment we need to be there within that flow, then we start to receive gifts that we've actually set up for ourselves to receive in this life. As we flow down this golden river of light, there are gifts waiting for us. And the gifts come by letting go, because then you can be in receivership of what it is that you actually need in your life. So it's about letting go and taking a conscious breath in the mouth and letting go out the mouth, and placing the hands on the heart and just feeling the weight, the warmth, the pressure of your hands on your heart and just letting go. And then what happens is your heart's energy starts to rise up to meet you. And your heart's energy is also your higher self. So your higher self, which is almost like you from an upper perspective of your life. It's like when you're walking through the woods, trying to decide which way to go, which path to take, your higher self is in a very high tree and it knows which path to take. So when we let go and tap into our heart space, we're able to connect with our higher self and be led by the higher self energy to go this way, not that way. Even though our mind might think, oh, that way, looks better, blah, 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 all the stories that make us feel safe. But the heart wants us to go this way. We need to follow the heart. The heart knows where to place us, and that's the higher self. So connecting to the heart space is essential right now.
Yes, you are touching about something really powerful, which is getting into heart-brain coherence. What we feel
Yes,
is aligned with what we think, right? And
right.
when we start to breathe slowly and deeply, what we feel is there, and what we think starts to go in that way as well, right?
Yeah. Yes. And it did come to me as I was opening up about what you bring in, the heart brain coherence, is so important, because we want to start living from our heart space and not from that space of safety and fear, which is controlled by the ego mind. but it's important to know how to work with our ego mind and to have an understanding of it. So I want to bring in some information now about how to work with the ego mind, because we need that actually for our third dimensional life, for the human part of our life that needs to schedule appointments for ourselves, to, balance bank statements, to make shopping lists, to organize trips. We need that third dimensional part of our mind. But that part of our mind cannot control our life. We have to know where that division is. Our mind will not understand our life either. It won't understand other people either. I studied psychology for 8 years for an understanding of human behavior. And the conclusion is it doesn't really matter, what other people are doing, trying to figure them out, if they're a narcissist or not. It doesn't matter. What matters is what we feel inside our own self, what we feel, and going in that direction of the feeling instead of what the mind wants to do and control. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is so important. And
yeah.
I'm so thankful for all of this. And what's waiting for us as humankind in the next couple of months and in the next year, 2026, according to the messages that came through?
Yeah, I'm excited to share this. So put on your seatbelt because this is a strong message coming through. So the Pleiadians want me to talk about right now the split that's happening and that has been happening since 2020. And what that is the new dimension of Earth opening up. We have the old lower frequency dimension of Earth that still exists and it will continue to exist. But we have the higher dimensional new Earth arena that is opening up. And slowly, this is something you cannot understand with your mind. We are transitioning, those of us on the awakened path are transitioning to the new Earth arena. And it's like, we don't know it, but we are physically and energetically transforming to stabilize within the new Earth arena energy. And what happens as we go into the new Earth arena, which is the fifth and higher dimensional energy within the new Earth, and it's a completely different energetic setting and a completely different, lots of different systems within the new Earth. But our whole electrical systems of our body, our DNA needs to go through transformation to stabilize on the new Earth arena. And just the other day, 2 days ago, I was giving a session and the avian energy came in, the avian beings. Yes, it was so incredibly powerful. The avian beings came in. I could see them so clearly. They came in with a diamond-shaped code of light, a diamond, and they placed it on the back of my neck, a code of light. And it was just filled with all kinds of codes that were beyond comprehension. And after allowing this to integrate through me, I felt all of the electrical systems of my body upgrade, and they told me this will stabilize you in the new Earth arena. And then after it integrated into me, it integrated into my client to move her energetic body into the new Earth arena. So it's a whole electrical system upgrade. It's a DNA system upgrade. And in order to upgrade our energy, a lot of stuff has to fall away in the process. A lot of, if there's anger that a person is hanging on to, if there's resentment, if there's, sadness, from life situations from early on or from recently, this is a shedding process. Our bodies need to vibrate at a higher frequency, and our cells also hold memory from past experiences that it's really just ready to let go of. And that's what's also going to shift us to the new Earth arena energy. We cannot take that old denser frequency with us. It cannot pass through the portal. It can't go through the tunnel. So we have to allow the shedding process, as we know we're being, our energy is being amplified to this new setting within all of us on the awakened path.
That's so
Yeah.
powerful. Yes, there are so many people wanting to get into the awakening process without releasing
Yeah.
their
That's not
fears,
going
their
to happen.
karma, their egos, and that's not how it works, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and there's this concept out there that I have to constantly be in higher vibration. You know, people fight feeling low, but the Pleiadians always say when you allow the depth of yourself, you allow more of your light. When you allow yourself to go into the grieving or the sadness or the betrayal or the hate, you know, that the cells of your body are hanging on to from this life and from past lives, because many of us have had thousands of past lives that have incarnated on this life. And when you allow that to be shed out of you just by feeling and using that conscious breath in the mouth, out the mouth, you allow the cells to vibrate at a higher frequency, loosening that density within the cells of the body. And that density, which is the emotional density, sadness, anger, shame, guilt, you know, grief, fear, when we allow those to be released, because if we feel it, it's in our cells, right? So if we feel it, breathe and let go, allow it, and the cells begin to vibrate at a higher frequency. And that's what helps you move into that new earth arena, the higher frequency of being, of consciousness, of enlightenment. So it's so
Mm,
important to work with the feelings that we feel as a raw human being. It's part of our humanness to feel, you know? So when we
mm.
allow that shedding, that feeling, we allow ourselves to expand our energy actually.
Wonderful. So this means this is a true opportunity for all of us with no exception, right?
Yeah, no exception.
Some people
Yeah.
would ask, what's the best possible outcome that I will get if I go through this process? What's your answer to that?
It's all about you returning to you. When you allow the depth of yourself, you allow your own light. Okay. You are who you've been waiting for. When you allow the feelings inside to just be felt without judgment, without pushing them away. Because personally, working through panic attacks for almost 10 years and not even one killed me, which I thought every one of them were going to kill me in the present moment. I thought I'm going to die, you know, from the overwhelming feelings. But when we feel, it won't hurt us. It's a feeling, it's an experience. And I always like to coach people and tell them to think of it's almost like a volcano that wants to release the lava, wants to release that pressure. And that uncomfortable feeling that we have is that pressure being released. So, as for example, if someone's feeling sadness, to allow the sadness, it's that pressure coming up that the body's just releasing, and let it come, you know, feel it, cry, allow the feeling to just come. Because when you allow the feeling to come, it leaves your body. It's not going to go back in. Okay. It's constant, it's shedding, and it's going to get lighter and lighter every time that you feel it, and allow yourself to feel it. But if you're allowing it yourself to feel it and you're like, oh, nope, I need to stop this, I don't like this feeling, then what you actually do is shove it back down. You shove it back into your body. When we try to control the feelings, we're pushing them back in. So allowing the feeling, breathing and letting go, knowing that something is releasing from the body. The body has a much higher intelligence than the mind. We're going to let it do what it needs to do.
Mm. It's
Yeah.
easy by observing our children.
Oh, absolutely. It is changing so much for our children. It is. The changes go right through the DNA. It goes right through the DNA to our children.
Yes. When that happens to my 4-year-old son, come on, he starts to feel angry, and I ask him, "How are you feeling now? Are you feeling angry?" Yes, I feel very angry. Okay, okay, okay. That's fine. Feel that.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
after that, he calms down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you're allowing it. And that's so, you know, that's the divine masculine. You're not afraid of his feeling angry or trying to control it. you're allowing the pure expression, you know, which we should. And so as a parent, you know, this is a lot about learning how to be a parent too, and coaching our children even through this ascension process. And we can do that by allowing them to free form express themselves as well, you know, and not trying to
Mm.
stop their process either. Mm-hmm.
Yes, 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 yes.
Good.